Yo, waiting for Jackson to join the call. He liked the text I sent him, but god damn. Also, what a wonderful day it is. Welcome Friday, June 10th. I'm actually incredibly mad at Sound 90.7, the Sound Alternative. I gotta go over that radio station again because all week I've been trying to get this show on the radio. They told me it could happen. And Jackson has joined us. Good morning.
Good
Good morning.
morning.
So, looks like because I use Firefox, might be the problem that it was Firefox. I switched to Google Chrome.
Oh shit! Hell yeah!
What do you use for?
Yeah, I use Chrome.
Okay, yeah. So turns out, and I didn't know. As soon as I use Chrome, a bunch of other features are now available to me. So it looks like the problem might have been like you're not supposed to use Firefox, and I know Firefox is like not supposed to be used for a lot of shit. It's just that Firefox is like a kind of like the IT browser.
Mike sounds awful.
It does?
Sound awful. What?
Is
You
my
might be talking about mine, but
is my mic bad?
JK. Wow, this cat.
Is my mic off?
No, he's just messing with you.
Oh my god, dude! I was gonna be like, I was actually gonna throw the biggest tantrum. Either way, I'm gonna as soon as this call ends, I'm walking over to the not walking, driving. Oh, thank you, Thomas Perry. I'm driving over to the radio station, and they're about to get. I have called them 3 times, emailed them twice, and I literally was actually at the station yesterday knocking, and I literally saw the person. They were working our show, but I'm like actually so pissed at how unprofessional this is.
Oh wow.
Because it's a student run radio station, and these people clearly don't check their the radio station email, or like check the voicemail because it's summertime. But the last thing I was like, if you don't answer this voicemail, I'm gonna call twice a day. I'm gonna show up twice a day until my show's put on the radio. You probably want to answer this voicemail or my email. Hope to speak to you soon. That was like my.
Fuck.
They're just gonna get me. Either way, tonight there's so much news regarding the NBA offseason that we'll talk about. But first off, who do you have winning tonight?
The Warriors. The Golden State Warriors.
I've always used. I don't want to admit this, but I will admit it. For the longest time, I didn't understand why they were called the Golden State.
They're called the Golden State because it's sunny there. Or?
No, it's California. They're the Gold State, the Gold Rush.
Oh, that's true.
But I honestly, at first, I thought it was because of the Golden Gate Bridge.
Checks out for me.
Doesn't that make sense? Because it was San Francisco. I thought that was a great analogy. Also, people forget that the Golden Gate Bridge originally fell. Did you know that?
Wow, really?
You can go on YouTube and find a video of it swaying back and forth and then it collapsed. Either way, this is not a history or a bridge show, but let's use that as a bridge to our next topic. All right, tonight, who do you think is going to be the best player? I have Klay Thompson.
It's a good question. You know, the Celtics might win this series.
I think they will.
Let's see. Man, I need something from Draymond.
Did you hear about his podcast? Do you believe that stuff they're saying about his podcast?
What?
So there's reports coming out that rival team coaches, specifically the Celtics coaches and the Mavericks coaches, have been listening to his podcast on a daily basis to gain inside information.
they're just learning basketball. I haven't listened. I don't listen to the Draymond show every day, but when I do, he never talks about the team he's playing. That could have just been like, I remember the second series against Memphis, the second round series against Memphis, and he not only did he call the Mavs upset against Phoenix, but he just kind of walks you through like everything he's thinking about. I haven't listened to it in a while though, so I don't know if he's talking about this finals right now, if he's actually providing insider info, but I have a hard time believing he is.
I haven't listened to it. I'm not like the word. I like Draymond Green's like philosophy stuff, but I'm just not really a huge Draymond Green fan, to be wanting to listen to his show. So like I've seen experts on the web, but I've never sat down and listened to a full episode. I heard they're good. Like I heard he gives like really good.
He's super good. He breaks it down.
Yeah, but he's been weird in this series because sometimes for his standard of defense, he's kind of sucked. Like he becomes kind of like the effort isn't there all the time.
Yeah, he's just not having a good finals in general. I mean, I really think he's gonna show out tonight. Like I'm thinking almost like Game 7 Dre, where he goes like 6 of 8 from downtown, and you're like, what? This man is getting so much hate. I wish. Oh man, what's up, Shade? What's up, TP from Thomas from outside Toronto? I feel like this might get some hate, so let me phrase it in a way that sounds not shitty, but like I would prefer if these wives were to stay out of the finals just in general. And that goes for both, like that goes for Aisha and the Throwback as well. Like I'm seeing a lot from Mrs. Horford right now on Twitter that I just couldn't care less about. So he's getting flamed. Like this man is literally, I have never seen Draymond get flamed this much. Like everybody hates this man right now. I don't hate him whatsoever. This is the final. Like this is what it's about. This is the finals. This is NBA. This is basketball. Like I don't have an issue with anything he is doing, and everybody on Twitter has an issue with this man. What do you have an issue with him?
The only issue I had with, I agree with the wives things. Like you guys went to Boston to play a basketball game. Well, what do you mean? Is it you guys got too accustomed to fans not being there? Like you're going first off to Boston, they're gonna yell at F you. They're gonna tell you to go, no matter if it's your holy crap, an accident almost just happened outside my window. Like the car's on the other side of the road. But I don't know if you heard like screeching. Like there's
kind of did hear screeching.
Yeah, like a terrible accident just almost happened outside my window. Like a 3-car accident. Well, I'll say that. So I had to like digress because I just witnessed a terrible thing. But either way, you're upset that your wife is sitting next to a bunch of rich ignorant people who are probably drunk as shit, yelling to your husband, go fuck themselves while your kids are there. I feel like first off, you can go sit in a box with your team, with the other wives and the other executives of the team. No one's going to be cussing there. If you want to sit down in the pit where everyone's going to be giving you flipping your husband the bird, that's just sports. Okay, that's just sports. I understand if you're at a high school game, you're in Boston, okay, like that's to be expected. They're a rowdy group of fans. Okay, when people go to like Pittsburgh, they're not getting upset that people from Pittsburgh are being assholes to them, because that's to be expected. Okay, like you play in LA, which is a melting pot of like different cultures, and you could say the same about anywhere, but in Boston you get the same hard-nosed grit people. That's where Mark Wahlberg came out. Mark Wahlberg's like beating up so many people for like racist stuff. Like I didn't know that. I did not know Mark Wahlberg has some really bad crimes from when he was Mark. I didn't know that. I found out he like had like he kind of was like a racist towards Chinese. Like
I have heard a little bit about these accusations.
I didn't know this.
Yeah.
Well, Mark Wahlberg does a great job of making you forget about it.
Yeah. Maybe that's why he wakes up at 2:30 every day to work out.
So Thomas Perry, Draymond's a hard-nosed player, love his grip, but yeah, Boston's notorious for girly players. You went to Boston. He's like, Klay Thompson, real classy Boston for saying cuss words. What do you mean? It's not like they went to a school and told like little elementary kids to go fuck themselves. Like that's the parents' decision to bring their children to a hostile environment. You can't. It's like taking your kid to an R-rated movie and then being upset that your kid saw tits in the movie.
Yep. I would only have my kid when I win the championship. Like that's it. I don't. If not, if my kid is there, they're in the box. Why would they not be in the box? Get in the box.
You can afford it.
You're 6 years old. Get in the box. We're in Boston. Come on.
I completely agree. And I don't know. I think that's just fans being fans. As long as they're not like saying any hate crimes or hate words, like
Yeah.
nothing racist. Obviously, if they're saying racist stuff, that does not fly. That does not fly at all. But and as long as they're not throwing stuff or I remember I just saw I don't know if you saw Alex Caruso's interview on the Pat McAfee show, but he said at certain arenas, specifically Golden State's and a few of the other newer ones, the problem is the last seat of the bench, you're rubbing knees with fans. And I think that's something that they should fix is that the bench should like there's yeah, if you look at there's like four seats in between the bench and the scores table that they give the people who are willing to pay like $70,000 for those seats. So Caruso was saying he's like the last guy on the bench literally is touching knees with some like drunk rich millionaire who's like just there. I'm like they should like make like kind of like a screen, like you know what I mean, or like give at least like a 5 feet space before those seats start.
Yeah, I'm no architect, but I remember at my last Bulls game thinking like, damn, this is like pretty close. Or like I feel like there's not a lot of security here. Like I feel like I could 100% find a way to run onto this court. It wouldn't last long, but and then at the Cubs game, I was thinking like I'm like 2 rows from the field. I'm like I could run out on this. Like I'd get stopped immediately, but
Yeah.
like I could easily 100%. Same thing with like heckling. Like
Again,
it's crazy.
heckling's fine as long
Yeah,
as it's not racist or like
yeah.
derogatory.
I just think I forgot with maybe with COVID or maybe that I'm just getting older. Like when I really went to a sports game, I'm like shit. Like I'm like super close. I feel like you don't get that with football because it's so big. But with basketball and baseball, I'm like, damn, this is right here. But
That's what
I can't believe that there's yeah, like what you're talking about. That's so close.
No, you said it right. And the funny part that you said that with you compare the sports is what they were talking on the Pat McAfee show is like with football, like you're 50 yards away from the players, really. Like you have to scream pretty loud for like the players to interact, or
Yeah.
the players have to be walking up near you for you to interact. But they used a hockey because he's like in the penalty box. He's like those guys get yelled at
Yeah.
all the time, and he's like, but that's just hockey, everyone expects you to act that way. But yeah, in basketball people don't realize how big the fan interaction is between the
Yeah.
player. And I don't think it really matters. Like those guys, you've grown up your whole life. Like if you look at these guys now in high school, they're playing in gyms that are packed with thousands of kids, like to the brim. You're to be expected. If you're complaining about the fans, you're just soft. As long, again, I want to reiterate, if it's not derogatory or racist.
Yeah, I'll back it up. I'll second it.
Did you see the
Second.
Utah Jazz have received permission to interview G League Grand Rapids Gold coach Jason Terry for the head coaching job?
Jason Terry,
Dallas Mavericks, Brooklyn Nets, Boston Celtics, Jason Terry.
the Jason Terry, for the Utah Jazz. Wow,
Yeah,
kind of cool.
I don't know why Jason Terry reminded me of this, but my roommate, when he was like 12, he went to a D League game back before the G League was called the G League, the Development League. He went to a D League game of the Texas Legends, and he's like sitting there and he looks over at Spud fucking Webb. And he's like, I'm gonna go say what's up to Spud Webb, get a signature, and goes up. He's like, hey Spud, like I'm a real big fan. I thought it was really cool how you could dunk. And he goes, I can't do that fucking shit anymore. He's like, what? He's like, yeah. He's like, I'm just trying to watch the fucking game. And my friend's like, hey, they're like at a D League game. He's like, and he like just turned around and he's like, I was gonna ask for a picture and an autograph. He's like, no, because I was wearing my Spud Webb jersey. He's like, fuck Spud Webb. He's like, I hate Spud Webb.
Damn,
Yeah.
Spud Webb shafted this dude.
Yeah, when he was like 12 at a
Damn.
D League game.
Damn,
Isn't that awful?
tough. He sounds like he's like salty or something. I don't like that.
Yeah, that's what my friend said. He was like, damn, like, damn, bro, be happy that someone remembered your old ass.
Yeah, damn, what the fuck?
Yeah. So check it out. The Lakers, I don't know if you've known this. The Lakers are like supposedly aggressively trying to buy their way into the second round. They're trying to use cash and trades to acquire multiple second round picks. And if you look at their draft workout, if you type in NBA team draft workout list, there's a hoop hype list that they update every few hours with every team that they're that they're working out prospects. And if you look at the prospects the Lakers are working out, they're a bunch of unranked guys or like bottom of the barrel. And I really think they're going to completely like do the opposite of what they did last year, where instead of getting a bunch of old guys who are past their primes, they're just going to get a bunch of second round flyers, undrafted guys who are hungry, chip on the shoulder, tough cookies that just want to grind. Because Darvin Ham was basically, he's played every single role 1 through 15. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I don't know what to make of that. I hope they draft Kai Soto.
That'd be dope.
Purely for the views, so it's super shitty. Like, I mean, I want Kai Soto on my Bulls, but if they get Kai, I don't know what the hell they're doing. I find the common ground. There's a middle ground, Los Angeles. Find it and figure it out. I don't think the answer. It's pretty clear. It's not the answer. Isn't 34-year-olds. I feel like the answer is pretty clear. It's not going to be 19-year-olds. So find that middle ground there.
They're not 19-year-olds. It's a lot of 22-year-olds, guys who played like 4 or 5 years in college.
I like that. I think they should take the route or I guess this is kind of the route they're taking. And what's up, Chad B?
Yeah, I was gonna say next topic. I actually have not seen Hustle. I do want to watch it.
I don't know what that is.
So it's the movie with Juancho Hernan Gomez's acting debut. Adam Sandler chose him. It's about Adam Sandler's Stanley Sugarman. I think for the Utah Jazz or the Atlanta Hawks, he's like an international scout whose career is like faltering. He discovers Juancho Hernan Gomez, and it's about, and Juancho Hernan Gomez's name is like, I forget what they name him. Anthony Edwards is in the movie, and it's basically Adam Sandler trying to get Juancho Hernan Gomez's character into the NBA. For the 76ers, Trappy, shout out for fixing that. And he basically is trying to get this international player drafted. It's not as good as Uncut Gems from what I read. I heard it's like it's a decent movie. It's no Uncut Gems, but it's not like Ridiculous 8. It's like it's not entire. It's kind of like, I heard it's from, as a guy who's just like a writer, I'm English minor. I've written 3 movies now, 1 TV show.
That's so cool. No, it's so cool.
I love writing movies, and I have like, I think it just, from what I've read from the critics, I've read the reviews, it's, the premise is good, the acting is decent, it just falls flat that there isn't anything super climatic. Like there isn't any, you get kind of emotionally invested, but there isn't anything like, you know, kind of when you watch Shawshank Redemption, you're like, and have you seen it, Shawshank Redemption? Oh, okay. You gotta watch Shawshank Redemption this weekend, but you'll become emotionally invested in that movie. I digress. This is not a film critic class, but I will be watching Hustle. Cool. I want to watch it just to see it because I heard Anthony Edwards and Juancho Hernan Gomez for their acting debuts. They weren't bad.
Nice. I will not be watching it because I think Adam Sandler's. I think he's a little overrated. I wouldn't not watch it just because Adam Sandler's in it. I would watch it because he's in it. But Josh Safety's Muse and Uncut Gems. I don't want to watch Uncut Gems, so I don't really want to watch this one either. Like that plot actually doesn't interest me. So,
Uncut Gems is good. I think it's definitely overrated, but it's one of the better. Like the best Adam Sandler movie is Punch Drunk Love. But that's a whole nother series. And either way, are you not a Jim Carrey fan either? You seem like
I love Jim Carrey.
Thank you. My girlfriend and my roommate hate Jim Carrey. And
how do you hate Jim Carrey? There's something severely wrong with you.
I love Jim Carrey. He's literally a cartoon character turned to life.
Yeah, Jim Carrey, and even woke. I think woke Jim Carrey is even dope.
Oh, woke Jim Carrey is wild. Do you know who's super woke? Russell Brand. Just search up his Instagram.
He's extremely woke.
Listen, Russell Brand is at like another level. Like Russell Brand literally he's like, I'm rich, I'm famous, I'm funny as fuck. I'm just gonna spend the rest of my life just exposing the media.
This dude posts daily 15-minute YouTube videos about
Instagram, yeah.
Yeah, it's sick as hell.
It's amazing because he's using his platform and stuff to actually like show the world the stuff. Either way,
He's doing really well on YouTube too.
Yeah, no, he's awesome. I love Russell Brand. I'm a huge Russell Brand fan.
Yeah.
Have you seen Get Him to the Greek?
No.
Oh, go watch that on Hulu. It's really funny. It's with Jonah Hill. Jonah Hill works
Oh,
for
Warrior.
yeah.
What's it called? Damn, I'm gonna have to throw it in the Google search now. What is it?
Get Him to the Greek. So Jonah Hill works for a record label owned by P. Diddy. So P. Diddy tells Jonah Hill, because Jonah Hill pitches to get Russell Brand. Oh, this is a sequel to Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, if you have seen Forgetting Sarah Marshall,
Yeah, with
Jason
Marshall
Segel.
Anderson.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and Mila Kunis. So you know how Russell Brand plays a rock star in that show, in that movie?
Okay.
So
Ooh.
he's that same character, Aldous Snow, but he's now become a drug addict. But it's been 10 years since his sold out concert at the Greek, and they need a big like thing. So P. Diddy tells Jonah Hill to go to England and bring him back to LA to perform at the Greek. And like Russell Brand is just like a drug like rock star past his prime, and he just brings like Jonah Hill along for the ride. Great movie, watch it. It's like a 90 minutes. Great watch to
Yeah,
watch.
I got it. I got it here. It's on Hulu, and I love Judd Apatow, so I'll have to watch it.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, it is a Judd Apatow. All right, so despite the noise, Zach LaVine's unlikely to leave Chicago, but DeAndre Ayton has been basically told that he is leaving Phoenix. Phoenix is not retaining him, but Phoenix has stated they don't want to be left uncompensated. He said there has been noise from the Portland Trailblazers, the Toronto Raptors, the Detroit Pistons, and the San Antonio Spurs, with Damian Lillard saying he's interested in playing with DeAndre Ayton. And each team has their unique packages they could make. Where would you want DeAndre Ayton playing?
Portland sounds really cool if they could get Bradley Beal there too.
Bradley Beal's not leaving, even though Bradley Beal says there is some anxiety because I have to make a decision and time is counting down. But Bradley Beal isn't leaving because he's not walking away from $250 million.
That's right. We're talking that money for both of them, aren't we? With Levine.
Levine isn't. I think his is like 177. Bradley Beal
Okay.
gets like 240. If he's Bradley Beal gets the super max if he stays because Washington's his original team.
So agree to it, and then ask for a trade.
I think there's like a no trade. Beal basically, if he signs with Washington, he gets like 50 million a year for 5 years. He's not walking away from that, and then I think Zach LaVine is the only guy, second guy I think the Trailblazers can get. But I think they're like, first off, if you look at the Trailblazers, they have Eric Bledsoe's contract that's $19 million, but only $4 million guaranteed. So that's a trade asset in its own. Josh Hart has $12 million fully not guaranteed, which means somebody could trade him and then just cut him. But Josh Hart's actually a good player. And they also have a trade exception for $20 million, which means the Portland Trailblazers literally could trade this. Also, they have the 7th overall pick. So like each team has its own trade package because the Spurs, it would be like Jokic Pertl and Keldon Johnson and probably one of their first round picks. Then the Raptors, it would either be OG Anunoby and a few other players for him, or it would be Pascal Siakam and a pick for him. Or then you look at a team like the Pistons where it would probably be Jeremy Grant, Luka Garza, Frank Jackson, and a few other Carson Edwards and a few picks. You have to like think about like there's so many, because what do the Suns want? Do they want cap space, or do they want cap space and assets, or do they want assets and players?
Huh. Yeah.
It becomes interesting, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I can they win without Ayton? I
Yeah.
guess, but they need something.
Well, I think Bismack Biyombo and JaVale McGee, when Aiden was out, were just as good as him.
Yeah,
rotation.
but I don't know. That's like JaVale's a backup. Yeah, he had a great, but he's a backup.
So
Unless
you
they
would
weren't
want
really small, but
the Warriors won 3 rings by committee of centers. They had Kevon Looney, Damian Jones, Andrew Bogut. Who else? They had a few
I'm
other
not
guys.
comparing the best backcourt of all time to the two biggest frauds in the Western Conference. But I see, yeah, I get what you're getting at, but I'm all got, so.
I just think what about this? If they went Bismack Biyombo, JaVale McGee, Dario Saric as their center.
That one works.
Well, the thing is it gives you different looks. JaVale's the rim running hoppy guy. You got Bismack Biyombo, the shot blockering, like just Bismack Biyombo. And then you got Dario Saric for small ball 5. He can pass the ball, create for other. Damn. I know I just got ripped. Hey, I thought in my head it sounded good. It sounded good.
Dario Saric. You know what? I think he moves the needle for me. I think he
I mean, he hasn't played in like 2 years, but what if they bring both Morris brothers and Dario Saric?
Ooh.
That's just the smallest. I was kidding. That was more of a joke, but I actually wouldn't mind.
I do like the Morris brothers. Not really the which one is it? Markieff? Yeah, I like Marcus more.
Well, Markieff died.
Yeah.
Nikola Jokic killed him, and he has not came back. He has not came back. Like that make out. What?
I was just gonna say it's like Jokic's brother said, like, if you ever play again, like, you're dead, and that was the end of.
Well, he got hit so hard he suffered from whiplash for what was it, 3 months he did play?
It's like, it's just so lame. Like, I can't. There's no way that's a real human being. Like, no way. Whiplash.
Did he get hit hard? Yeah. But come on,
but
man.
he's a grown man. Like, can you not take a hit? Like, if I walk up to Markieff Morris and I sucker punch him, is he about to break his nose? I guess that's not even, like, that wouldn't be crazy. Is he about to, like, if I go walk up and sucker punch Markieff Morris one day, is he about to, like, tear his rotator cuff from, like, the turn of me sucker punching him? Like, sounds like an old man. Whiplash from just playing basketball against Nikola Jokic? I'd retire.
I'd retire.
I don't know if I could ever.
You might be.
If I was Marcus, I would make fun of him every day of the rest of my life for that.
100%. Who is the better twin, Marcus or Markieff?
Oh, it's 100,000 billion% Marcus. 100 billion thousand %.
That's why I never would want to be the twin, because there's always going to be the question, who's the better twin?
Yeah.
So who got the good genes? Have you seen the movie Twins with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito from the 80s? There's another one called Yeah, it's so they were so they're two guys who've never met each other, but they're twins from the perfect sperm ever. They gave one guy all the traits you would want in a man, and then they gave the other guy everything you wouldn't. One led to being Danny DeVito, the other led to being Arnold Schwarzenegger. They find out they're twin brothers. and then they have a sequel called Junior, where Danny DeVito is a scientist that he makes Arnold Schwarzenegger become the first man to ever be pregnant. So Arnold Schwarzenegger has to give
Does the movie sound amazing? Oh
yeah, I've spent too much of my life watching movies, but either way, yeah. So in other news, OG Anunoby. Every time I talk about any Toronto Raptors trade, everyone's like GM Yuri. Is it? So everyone says Yuri. Is he? How do you say Yuri's last? It's not Yuri. Masai. What is it? Because the J's not silent.
Ujiri is what I call him, but
Ujiri. Okay, Ujiri.
I could be a butcher, but I've been saying it all season, all year.
I've been saying Yuri, and because I thought the J. It's Ujiri. Okay, Ujiri.
I know. You know what? You are probably right, but
I was told the J is not silent. I thought the J was silent.
Okay. Yes. All right.
So it is Ujiri.
Yeah.
So supposedly, the Trail Blazers and other teams are interested in OG Anunoby, but every time I've talked about OG Anunoby, everyone's like, these are smoke screens by rival teams. The Raptors don't want to trade him, but Jake Fisher of Bleacher Report has been saying that he's heard since March that OG Anunoby has been dissatisfied with his role in Toronto, and he also says there's a lot of guys dissatisfied with their roles in Toronto. And from everyone he's talked to, from people within OG Anunoby's representation to coaches who've worked within the past, to general people in the league who would know, the one word that everyone constantly agrees on is that he wants more opportunity, and it doesn't seem like there's a clear path to having that in Toronto behind Scotty Barnes, Fred VanVleet, and Pascal Siakam.
Huh? Damn. I don't really believe those. I don't like that. I don't like those.
I believe it though. I believe it. What?
Because Scotty's like the golden child.
Yeah, and they have to. I guess the decision that needs to be made is who do you trade? Fred VanVleet, not Scotty, Pascal Siakam, or OG Anunoby? Because obviously Kem Birch will be traded. I don't think Gary Trent, because he's on a good deal. Scotty is untouchable. Fred VanVleet, he's making like $85 million over the next 3-4 years. So you sit here and you think the two guys that could be traded. I personally would trade Pascal because that's $35 million compared to 17 you're paying OG. I'd rather just trade Pascal and split it amongst 2 or 3 contracts. But yeah, it comes down to money. Like, people forget luxury tax too. But like the thing is Scotty Barnes will take a jump next year. Pascal Siakam and Gary Trent and Fred VanVleet probably all going to average the same number. Somebody's going to have to lose a piece of the pie. And it could be OG Anunoby, arguably one of their best defenders. And he wants to be probably a 20-point scorer. He's a guy who's already averaged like 17 a game. Well, the Jackson freeze. Let's bring Jackson back. I think he's frozen. You're frozen. I was wondering why it went so quiet. Is everyone still in the stream? Is the stream still up? That's the question. If you're in the stream, comment. I'm waiting for him to come back. But yeah, damn, that threw me off. I was just talking here for a second, and I don't even know if I was good. But man, oh man. So do I think OG Anunoby will be traded? I don't know. I think, okay. And hello, welcome back.
Yeah, did yours cut out, or is that just me?
I think it was just you. I have no idea, because I just looked over and you were frozen. And it was really quiet, and I was in the middle of a rant, and I wasn't getting a response. And because I have like a double monitor, you're on my left. So that's why I keep looking over, because you're right there. And
yeah, I don't know what's just happened. I think my internet just cut out on my laptop. But
all right, so
we were talking about the rap.
OG, yeah. What'd you last hear?
I think you said what I last heard was Siakam because of the contract. Trade Siakam because of the contract.
Yeah, trade Siakam for the contract, but I was saying that there is no clear path for OG Anunoby to score, just because every time that they've expected OG Anunoby to take the jump, he's gotten hurt. And then it's kind of like Pascal Siakam, Scotty Barnes, Gary Trent have all kind of taken OG Anunoby's assumed role as what they thought. Because every year we thought OG Anunoby, he's going to become the 20-point scorer that they want him to be. And then he starts to do that, and then he gets hurt, and he misses some time, and then he has to be reintegrated. For like the last 2 seasons, we've seen the same thing happen to DeAndre Hunter.
Yeah, that's a. I want to look up. Let me look up DeAndre Hunter's stats.
So DeAndre Hunter, what you have to look up is DeAndre Hunter during 2 years ago, not this past season, but the season before. He was averaging 17 points a game before he got injured, and then he missed I don't know how many weeks.
The whole goddamn season.
Yeah, let's look.
Played 23 games.
Yeah, so basically he was averaging 15, but he played 20. He actually played like 12 games, then got hurt and played the last 10. In the first 12 or 13 games he played, he was averaging 17 points a game, and then he ended the season averaging in like the last 8 games when he came back at the very end of the season, he was only averaging like 8 points a game. So he broke out, but then he got hurt and he never like became that 17-point scorer we thought he could be.
Uh, um,
I mean, it's been a year and a half, but still.
are the Rats in a rush to trade these guys?
They're not in a rush, but the thing is when you have a player like Scotty Barnes on a rookie deal, think about it how when you have an NFL quarterback who's on his rookie deal, we're seeing what the Los Angeles Chargers are doing around Josh Herbert. Those guys are on cheap contracts, relatively speaking. So that gives you a flexibility with the cap space. So you are enticed and incentivized to try to win as quickly as possible while your star player is on a rookie deal because you aren't paying him yet, which means you have a lot more money to go around for free agents to capitalize on that. You get what I'm saying? Kind of like how Russell Wilson, when the Seahawks won, they were able to pay their entire defense because they didn't have to pay Russell Wilson for like 4 years. And then obviously the Seahawks sucked as soon as they had to pay Wilson.
I guess I can see why OG is the guy. I don't. Who are they going to get for OG? Because I kind of like Precious. So.
And that's another guy. Precious is expected to take the jump, and he's going to take minutes away from OG.
So it's like what are they looking to get? Like Miles Turner? Cool, but I don't want him to like trade away OG on that contract just for Miles Turner.
The argument would either be you're trading him for a multitude of players or you're trading him for cap space relief / a draft asset. So if he goes to the Portland Trail, if he does the Trailblazers, it's because you want the 7th pick and a contract either like Josh Hart or Eric Bledsoe, where if they trade for Eric Bledsoe, they waive him. He's partially guaranteed $3.9 million out of 19, so you're really saving $15 million right there if you cut him outright as soon as you trade him, or you trade for Josh Hart, who's making $12 million, not guaranteed at all, so you could keep him on the roster for a few months. If you like him, you keep him on the team. If you don't, you just outright waive him or trade him again, and you get yourself the 7th pick as well. And then you get yourself another player. And at 7th overall, you could see a guy like Jeremy Sohan, Benedict Mathurin.
Yeah. But I'd love Josh. I think Josh Hart would be money in Toronto because Josh Hart's money. But if I'm trading for the 7th pick, why do I even want Josh Hart? If I'm trading for the 7th pick, why are Siakam and Freddie even on my team then? Like, what's their role for you?
The theory is that you could get yourself an NBA ready player at 7 to help bolster the depth because, there's guys who we've seen make an impact in their first season. I mean, those guys are usually later in the rounds, like Bones Highland and guys like that. My dog is snoring, but I think it just comes down to, I think definitely finding a guy that can just help you now. Again, it comes back to cap space. Not every team wants to be paying the luxury tax.
Yeah, I mean, these are interesting points. That's
the reason Aiden's being traded is he wants a near max contract and Robert Sarver doesn't want to pay him the max.
Yeah.
Because that'll put them on their over the luxury tax.
Huh. I guess, what would you say what do you think the percentage OG gets traded this offseason?
I say it's 50-50. Could be somebody else. At the same time, we just found out the Denver Nuggets put Monte Morris and Will Barton on the trade block. And we've heard rumblings that they're concerned about Michael Porter Jr. And I know there have not been trade rumors for Michael Porter Jr., but the owner of the Denver Nuggets is Stan Kroenke, who owns the Los Angeles Rams. He has a lot of money tied up with the Los Angeles
Oh my
Rams.
fucking god, that spider's massive.
What's going on? You just
Why
found
you exist?
There's a spider?
fuck.
I don't fuck with spiders. Yo, I have...
Dude, I gotta take a picture of this spider.
Go for it, dude. I don't mess with spiders at all. At my apartment, I have the pesticide guy come every other month. I don't fuck with bugs. Yeah, Thomas Perry brought up a great point. I'm gonna just keep rolling with this, but
Christ.
It's hard to say with OG because the injury history stands out. I mean, look at Kristaps Porzingis. He got traded with a second-round pick for Spencer Dinwiddie and Davis Bertans. Is that spider dead?
Sorry. Jesus Christ, dude. Holy fuck.
How big was it?
Oh my god, it's terrifying. I didn't get the best picture. You're gonna look at this because you're from Maryland and be like, okay.
There was a pretty big one in my mom's house, but my mom came down and killed it. I couldn't kill it. I didn't have the balls, dude. That thing was fucking huge.
Look at that picture. Oh my god. That thing's just running everywhere on the... That thing was fast as fuck. It was coming right for my feet. Whew.
That thing is pretty big, bro. That thing's...
God damn, I don't like that at all.
Yeah, I don't like that either. You know what are grosser? Cockroaches.
Yeah, I hate cockroaches. They're fast too.
Cockroaches and they don't die.
That's a good point, actually, but I'd rather have a cockroach or a spider issue.
Spider means your house is clean, they say.
Okay. Yeah, I guess spider, and then just hold up the pic of that tiny spider. Let me see.
I'd probably share my screen right here.
Oh man, I hope Thomas from outside Toronto calls in when we got that. Thing is fat.
Screen to share. Oh damn! It wants me to reset my browser because I had to download, so I'm not gonna share the screen. So it sucks for you guys. I'll just pull this up. You can't even tell because I have a light. You might want to do it.
Yeah, what I just did was visible.
It was visible. Yeah, I have a light here.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, the thing is massive.
God, dude, I don't like that. But
so the Rockets and Pistons are embracing their rebuilds, and let's give you the Rockets. I actually we talked about this last time. I don't understand the Thunder and the Rockets. I think the Pistons are doing the rebuild the right way. Dude, Isaiah Stewart, Sadiq Bey, and Cade Cunningham, I think, are way better franchise cornerstones right now than Jalen Green and I guess Alperen Şengün. Who else do you guys...
I need Thomas to tell me he's kidding. Like, right now, I need Thomas to, tell me he's joking. Thomas... I need you to tell me JK, JK, JK right now.
Yeah, that has to be a joke. That's not that's not a Brown recluse, is it?
I need everything. Okay. The Detroit Pistons. That's fucked right there.
If that was a Brown...
No, he's just tweaking me out. And, yeah, look up a Brown recluse and get back to me. All right, he has to be kidding with that chat.
I mean, they can go up till Chicago. Wait, no, yeah, it looks like they can live up into Chicago. No, that does not look like a Brown.
Okay.
Honestly, it kind of looked like a wolf spider or a grass spider.
Okay, I think I agree with the wolf. Okay, all right. Let's talk Detroit basketball.
Well, fuck. They can live in Kansas, too. I'm not. Yeah, if you live in Texas, Missouri, Mississippi, Alabama, parts of Tennessee, Kentucky, Ohio. I don't know why I'm like changing my voice as I'm saying this, but fuck
Trying to
that.
get the JK. Oof. All right. I think you bring up a fair point.
Who's established on the Rockets besides Jalen Green? I mean, Kevin Porter Jr. is kind of. We just don't know if like this is Kevin Porter Jr. or if he'll take another step. That's like the biggest fear.
Yeah, I'm trusting the second half of the season last year.
Yeah, because he had two tails of Kevin Porter Jr. that year.
I would say you're probably right, but
Also, John Wall.
same,
You guys are screwed. Like the Rockets, I feel like John Wall it is like what Blake Griffin was for Detroit, just kind of until John Wall leaves. It's just kind of like a stain.
well, he's in his last year. His contract.
But yeah, but you still haven't bought him out.
I'm in no rush. But from Detroit's standpoint, like Killian Hayes has done nothing. I mean, he'll show flashes and glimpses, just like Kevin. I'd rather have Kevin than Killian. Isaiah Stewart, glimpses. Sadiq Bey,
Dog.
I guess he's been super solid for him.
He's not an all-star yet, but I'd say he's on the same level as OG and almost on the same level as OG and Anunoby, like talent-wise.
Shit, I hate that. That's a
Like he's
fair
a
point.
Sadiq Bey. A lot of teams would trade for him.
Yeah. Okay.
He's 6'9" and he can play 1 through 4.
Yeah. That 50-pointer was probably the lowest key 50er of the season.
100%. It's also because he's a Villanova guy, like Mikal Bridges. Oh, not is it Mikal or Miles who went to Villanova? I think it was Miles.
No way.
No, Mikal. Was Mikal Villanova?
Damn, I didn't even know either of them went there.
Yeah, Mikal went to Villanova. Miles went to Michigan State.
That's right.
You just know
Damn.
certain guys when they go to Villanova, they just play a certain way.
Huh. And Sadiq went to Nova too?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Sadiq.
I don't know shit.
Who else went to Nova? There's been a few Nova guys. A bunch of good wings.
Dante DiVincenzo.
Dante DiVincenzo, another Nova guy.
Chris Jenkins.
I actually love Chris Jenkins. What happened to him? He never made it to the NBA.
Yeah, he never did.
But
Ryan Archikiakino?
oh yeah, Josh Hart, Villanova
Oh
guy.
yeah, Josh Hart. Yep.
Jeremiah Robinson Earl,
Wow, I did not know that either.
Eric Pascal,
Wow.
Jalen Brunson.
I should have known that. Come on. Jalen Brunson? Wow.
Mm-hmm. There's a bunch of good guys that have been over the years. I mean, there's a few other that have been drafted, but they didn't stick around. Kyle Lowry's a Nova guy.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, look, and
Chris Dunn?
no, Chris Dunn was Providence. I only know that because Timberwolves drafted him, and he was like arguably the best point guard in his draft class. But either way, no, I think it's yeah. Well, Nova, they're just fundamentally sound guys. And this is another thing that I think is interesting is if we go into the NBA draft, have you seen Leonard Miller and Jalen Williams are expected to go in the lottery? People are saying Leonard Miller, the guy who's from Fort Erie Prep, he played in the Ontario Scholastic Basketball Association last year. He still can withdraw from the draft and play for the G League or overseas, but as of right now, he can't play in college. He's gotten an agent. But he's the youngest guy in the draft. He's 18 years old. He's 6'11". He grew 7 inches in the past year with a 7'3" wingspan. And he was originally a second round pick, now projected to go to, some people have him going to the Thunder at 12. Same thing with Jalen Williams. He might be going at 14 to the Cavaliers.
Damn, Jalen Williams. He's bursting up those boards.
Just a rocket.
Both of them are bursting up those boards. Are they having a great scout or combine or whatever's going on?
Jalen Williams at the combine, he was a dog. He did the unthinkable. Most guys only play in one combine game, and because if you do good, don't play in the second one because if you play bad, you're gonna screw yourself. He played in both games, and then I think he had a double in both games. He shot 40%. He was amazing in both games, and people loved it that he played in both combines. He's 6'7" almost with a 7'2" wingspan, and he will also played some point guard because he used to be a point guard, and he also had a growth spurt like Leonard Miller, not as big. Leonard Miller, on the other hand, was terrible in the scouting combine. He was awful. He literally, everyone said he looked so raw. But people were like, this guy grew from 6'4" to 6'11" in 1 year. He has a 7'3" wingspan. He played point guard. Okay, he averaged 31 points, 11 rebounds, like 7 assists. Granted, this is in preparatory basketball league, but
So high school.
yeah, basically. But people are just like, he's 7 foot tall, basically playing small forward who can move the ball. People are just looking at Leonard Miller and think Kevin Durant, Michael Porter Jr.
Wow.
That's the thing with him. People are just looking at him.
Damn, I wish those guys kept their stock low and they could have fallen to Toronto in the second round.
Well, I originally had Leonard Miller as a Toronto pick at 33. I thought he screamed Toronto. Him or Dalen Terry for Toronto at 33. Dalen Terry, 6'7", point guard out of Arizona. He shot almost 40% from three. Fun guy. He can guard 1 through 3 easily. Could be a Tomas Stanarowski, Michael Carter Williams at the very least, but I think he's more of a Sean Livingston with a 3-point shot. You could say. But Sean Livingston after the torn ACL, so not as athletic. People always forget People think of old Sean Livingston. People forget Sean Livingston out the gate. Like Tyrese Halliburton's what Sean Livingston would have been.
Oh hell yeah! Sean Livingston still a dog.
Oh, he still was, but like
Oh geez.
He had like a Joe Theismann injury. His leg
Damn.
went old way. Have you never seen it? He like tore every. Google right now Sean Livingston injury.
For bone in his body.
I think just go to pictures. Yeah, go to pictures.
Oh no.
Yep, injury.
Is it the knee injury? Oh, the gruesome knee injury.
Like look at his knee. It is to his left. I think he missed 2 or 3 years.
Wait, hold on.
He dislocated his left kneecap and tore everything. Like in the second year.
At Kansas?
No, at all the Clippers.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong injury. Oh wait, is that a Clipper jersey?
He tore his ACL, his PCL, his lateral meniscus, and he sprained his MCL, dislocated his patella, and his tibiofibular joint. He was told there's a chance he would have his leg amputated. It took him months to be able to walk again, and he missed 101 out of 246 possible games.
I see now. I see now.
He injured himself in 2007, and he didn't play a full season until 2010.
Like Clay.
No, it was worse. It happened in 2007, and he didn't become become a guy until I would say like 2012, 2013. When he went to the Cleveland, Washington, people just thought like he was reborn on the Brooklyn Nets, and then he went to Golden State, and that's like where people remember him.
Oh yeah,
it's crazy. But do you expect the Utah Jazz to send Rudy Gobert away?
Yeah.
Where do you think Rudy Gobert is gonna go?
I think it'd be kind of cool if they found a way to get him to Chicago. I don't really know if it would work that well. I'm super. Like, there's so much at play because it's like, all right, well, if you're gonna get rid of Gobert's on a brutal contract because it's so big, but Vucevic isn't getting. I guess Vucevic isn't even getting paid that badly.
But But his deal's about to expire.
So I don't know. I don't even know if I want him in Chicago. Do I even want him in Chicago? I take him in Chicago. What happens to him? That's a good question. I have no idea. I don't know what's going to happen to the Jazz.
I think it all depends on the coach. I don't think we see any moves until they hire a coach, because I think they want to see what the coach wants to do. No, that's a lie. I take that back. Regardless of who they hire, even though Johnny Bryant's the front runner from the New York Knicks, because his agent is represented by CAA, who represents Adrian Wojnarowski, who also represents Donovan Mitchell. They're all represented by the same agency. Isn't that crazy? So I expect them to hire Johnny Bryant to appease Donovan Mitchell, and they're going to hire Johnny Bryant. Then they're going to trade Rudy Gobert, because Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell basically has been said their relationship is so fractured that it can never be fixed. And I think I don't know what Rudy Gobert's value is. Every Utah Jazz fan has said I'm undervaluing Rudy Gobert. I say he wouldn't get more than a first round pick. They might even have to attach a pick to Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, I think it's somewhere in the middle of that.
So Chad B says Atlanta has to make a move for Rudy Gobert. Would you trade Clint Capella and Bogdan Bogdanovic, or Clint Capella and Danilo Gallinari for Rudy Gobert?
100,000%.
I mean, it benefits Atlanta, but the Utah Jazz, I don't think they would mind Clint Capella. Clint Capella, a little bit more versatile than Rudy Gobert on the perimeter, but it's kind of the same, just a rim-running, rebounding big who doesn't have an offensive game outside of 5 feet.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a deal that Atlanta would do. Oh, crap, maybe Clint Capella and John Collins.
Oh, I'd definitely do that trade.
Yeah, Chad B just said it right as I said it. John Collins and Danilo Gallinari, maybe, or John Collins and Clint Capella, I think would be the better deal, because if they trade for Rudy Gobert, they can't keep Clint Capella. So Clint Capella and John Collins. How much is Clint making? Let me pull up the salary for the Hawks. I was actually looking at this like an hour ago. And if you look at it right there, Clint making 18. You put on John Collins, that's 41 million. Actually, that's 42 million. So they would have to throw in 5 million. The Jazz, and if you look at the Jazz salaries, they could probably throw Juancho Hernan-Gomez in there, or they could attach. I would do Royce O'Neal and Rudy Gobert for Clint Capella and John Collins, and then you have Clint Capella, John Collins, Bojan Bogdanovic, Mike Conley, and Donovan Mitchell. That's not bad. I would still trade Mike Conley and Bojan Bogdanovic.
Yeah.
I just think Mike Conley for 22 isn't bad, but I really hate Bojan. Like, I don't hate him. He's over the hill.
I'd get rid of both.
So did the audio work out entirely just besides that one freezing?
Yeah.
Looks like it was Firefox. Fuck Firefox. Man. Damn. Okay, so I'm intrigued with the fact that this year, I feel that this offseason, a bunch of teams are going to try to make the jump into contention. But I'm scared. Not scared. I just feel like everything is just going to be in speculation until somebody makes a trade. And then everyone's going to be becoming anxious and start impulsively trading. They're just waiting for someone to make the first move.
I hope it's like that.
I just hope it's not everyone being gun shy. That's what my thought is that everyone wants to make these moves, but no one wants to be the first one to make the move.
Oh, okay.
So everyone's looking for someone to, like, obviously the season hasn't ended, so the season has to end before all this happens, but I'm just surprised that we haven't seen any shocking developments. And I think...
Yeah, I bet it'll pick up soon by the draft here.
Yeah, I think draft night's going to be wild. I can't wait for draft night. That is going to be trade after trade after trade. That'll be such a fun night. But besides that, I don't know. what teams are trying to make the jumps. Like if you look at the Western or the Eastern Conference NBA standings, there's teams you got to look. Like the Knicks. The Knicks have to make moves this upcoming season. While you look at teams like the Clippers and the Timberwolves, the Jazz are all teams. The Mavericks even are teams that will have to make moves. Who do you think is going to be guys who are going to be trying to climb up the leaderboard?
I hope Chicago.
They have to.
I would say all the teams you just mentioned.
The Nets.
Yeah, the Nets have to do something. I am interested to see what happens with like the Wolves. D'Lo gets shipped out.
I want him out.
Yeah, I think that would be interesting. They're a fun 2K team, but it's a good question. I don't know. I think all the teams were. It kind of feels like at least 10. Like feels like a bunch of middle teams.
Yeah, the only teams that we expect to be the same are the Rockets, the Thunder, the Magic, the Pistons, maybe the Pacers as well, the Kings too. I mean, the Kings and Pacers, they're going to try to make moves, but they just suck. I just don't know what this offseason. I just think the crazy part about this year will people actually make all the moves, or are the rumblings true that everybody's just waiting for next offseason? Because everyone's like, next offseason's when all the big free agents will happen. Like the huge names will be going out there.
Yeah.
And that's also, like we've previously talked in past episodes, the cap, the new TV deal will come into effect, and they're expecting almost $10 billion in TV money.
Yeah, I think it'll be a quiet off season, unfortunately.
That's what I'm thinking. I think everyone, like I previously mentioned, the Thunder have said, unless they're going to make the playoffs, they're going to continue to tank and focus on having 3 max contracts next offseason.
No.
That's insane if they go out there and sign like 3 all NBA players. But would you want to go to Oklahoma City? Also, there's the thought that NBA expansion. They keep talking about loss. I don't want.
It's happening. It's happening.
I think the earliest it'll happen is next offseason when we get the new TV money, because if they talk with it, they'll be like, hey, guess what? You guys should give us extra TV money, because if we sign this deal, we'll have 2 new franchises. So 2 more markets. Obviously, the first franchise would be Seattle. Seattle's been guaranteed a team. I want Kansas City to get the other team, but obviously everyone's pushing for Las Vegas.
Hell yeah.
I don't want Las Vegas. I don't like.
They don't want you.
I've never.
Works out.
Have you been to Las Vegas?
Yeah.
Is it fun?
Just for a little bit. It was super cool. I make
Expensive?
Raiders videos, so I like the Raiders right now.
I love the Raiders.
It was actually right when I dropped out of college, so I don't have too much care for the pricing of things in Vegas at that time. But
Wait, did you drop out and go back into school?
yeah, the semester after.
Oh, so you just took like a break?
Yeah, I dropped out in like a month, and then I went home and slept in my car for a little bit and worked every day. And then I got a house at my work, and then I worked even more. It was
Look at
like
you.
Doggy. It was dog shit.
That sounds awful.
Yeah, it was terrible.
I took a 2-year sabbatical gap year, failed out of 2 separate community colleges before I came to Kansas, and put myself in a shit ton more debt. But I'm here. I'm 23 credits away from graduating, starting my grad school applications.
Oh no! Why?
Because my plan is, all right, so my thought process, if I become a news anchor or just a reporter, every time I'm on the news, that's self-advertising. You type my name on Google, you'll be led to my YouTube channel. And then I'm going to keep if I get a master's degree, I can probably get someone to pay for it. And then I can just be having 2 incomes until I get sick of working for somebody. And then I can just go to YouTube and I can just pay off my Because like if you have a master's degree on average across all, I wrote a paper on this. You make $20,000 more than your peers who have a bachelor degree.
$20,000. Oh my god.
No, so like the average, let's say the average person who has a master's degree makes $79,000 a year at least on average. A person with a bachelor's degree makes about between $45,000 and $60,000 a year on average across all majors. So in the first 10 years of after getting your master's degree, you will have made $200,000 more than your peers with a bachelor's degree.
Yeah, but how much more school is it?
For me, it would only be one more year. It'd only be 30.
Oh, only one more year.
Yeah, it'd only be 30 credits to 50 credit hours I would need. So I could do it in a year.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
And most of the time
and
most of the time I can get somebody else to pay for it and just do night school. And like my thought process is for the first 5-10 years, just be working YouTube and a job and have 2 incomes. And as soon as I pay off my student loans, see which one I want to just go full time into.
Yeah.
I probably always do. I probably go YouTube, obviously, just because I'd rather be my own boss.
Mm-hmm.
And then the plan would be with YouTube is obviously have a radio show, get sponsors, and then build a business. Like the cool thing is if we're both in Florida and we start getting money is to either buy an office space or lease an office space and build our studio in there and then create a smaller studio. And then in that smaller studio, we can rent that space out to people in the local area who need a space to record. So either charge like a monthly membership where they can come in and schedule record times, or charge like for every hour $25, and you can come in and like come in at a certain time block you fill out online, and then in the other half it's our studio. Isn't that like a really good idea? Because then you can because people don't have recording spaces, and you can just like how they have like like WeWork rented out workspaces for upstart companies. Yeah. Ours would be like recording spaces for people who don't have like space to record in for cheap. Honestly, the more I think about this, I don't want to do this idea because then I would have to manage it. So fuck that idea. I just want a studio.
I was gonna say I don't think we'll have these issues. I don't think we'll need that 25 in an hour or whatever it was.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. The more I talked about it, the more dissuaded I got from the idea.
I mean, maybe it gets bought out, or maybe we get all these sponsors. Like, no, you get what I'm saying though. Like, it's just like something where money's not.
Yeah, that's why I like. Honestly, the dream would be just to get the sponsors eventually, and just have an office space. I want a basketball court in that office space.
Oh, that'd be sick.
See, what would that be? Like you go in, and then whenever you're done, you have like a basketball court, maybe some free weights and like a bench press. I would literally record and just either play basketball and work out. I would love that. But yeah, that's my plan is once to get sponsors, because either way, if I keep making money on the pace that I am, I'm going to have to make an LLC for tax purposes.
Oh shit!
Have you thought about that? Like once you earn over $8,000 on YouTube, you should make yourself an LLC. Preferably you want to make it in Delaware, so you don't have, or Florida, so you don't pay income tax.
Huh? Yeah. I'll be in Florida, so don't worry about that. Shit, I need to change my golf ball and LLC location in a couple months here, but
yeah, you should probably do that.
Yeah, I never thought about turning in making these accounts because I got like 15 YouTubes. So
you can just make one into an LLC and then have all those channels be part of your LLC.
Yeah. Goddamn. I hate dealing with AdSense.
Yeah, it's fucking annoying. All right. So we'll be back on Monday. That was actually the first, I felt like in a while, first good episode.
Damn,
no
really?
Problem. Yeah.
Oh.
No, with no audio. No. Oh, I feel like all episodes are good. No, in the sense that audio. No, there was no bad technical, like shit, you know?
Yeah. Just my brief Wi-Fi crash.
Yeah, just brief Wi-Fi crash. But either way, I mean, every episode, I feel like we have more people commenting, more viewers.
I was like, shit, are we just botching every episode or something?
No. It was just the audio. But now, like, I feel like I'm loud enough. Is the audio clear? Do I sound like the best I have?
Yeah.
Okay, because the other day, thanks Thomas Barrett.
Thank you, TP. Toronto.
TP. All right, I do actually have to piss like a racehorse, so I'm gonna bid you a good day, sir. I'll talk to you Monday. I'm gonna go bother the shit out of the radio station.
Hell yeah.
Peace.
See ya.
Have a great one. Goodbye, guys. Like and subscribe. Go check out our YouTube channels. Mine is Cyro Asseo in the description. Jackson's is Will Upton. That is, I guess, his stage name, but go check it out. I love y'all.